Thank you for clicking on this video. If you enjoy what you see, please like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to ring that bell to stay up to date with our latest content.
And hey, don't forget, check out our Patreon where you can be part of the dream and enjoy this transaction. Welcome everyone to the extra episode of the Microtransaction. DJ something.
Dude, I wonder if I can get that sound that.
Oh, you 100% can get that sound, dude. Are you kidding me? Like, it's a very hard sound to get on the internet.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ. We were only doing that for like 10 years, like a whole decade. You know.
Chris, how's the beach out there, man? I see you enjoying yourself.
Bro,
you know what I'm saying?
It is hot out here for a pimp, and I'm just living my best life.
Okay.
And Liquid.
Yeah.
Being native Floridians, even though you're out and it's Christmas time and you're just enjoying the second best holiday.
First,
like,
number one, baby.
Second best.
You can't spell Chris without. We can't spell Christmas without Chris.
That's not true.
100% true.
That's not true at all. Someone needs to learn how to spell. What a fucking loser. He has no friends. You gonna listen to the guy with no friends. Guy with friends. Get out of here, dude. What a loser. Oh man. But like when was the last time you went to the beach in Florida?
Wow. Honestly, I think it. Oh no. Okay, so it would have been probably. I'm terrible with time. Terrible with time.
To be fair, it doesn't exist.
You know what? Thank you. I appreciate that. That's gonna help my argument with Ani another day. Cause dude, yesterday we were talking and she was just talking like what movie? She was talking about some movie and I was like, did that movie come out like 06? She goes, this movie came out in the 90s. And I was like, oh. So yeah. So my perception of time is just way off here. As far as the beach though, I went with my parents and Ani. I want to say 3 years ago. So yeah, I'm gonna go with 3 years ago. I could be wrong, but we'll stay with 3 years.
Yeah, because I can't remember the last time I went to the beach.
Oh.
And like I feel like such a douche because like people travel across the country to come to Florida beaches and like they're excited. Like Clearwater's won awards.
Yeah.
For like the best beach.
Yeah. And
like that beach? That's the best one?
I don't think you should feel too bad, by the way, though. Because, like, for example, like my parents, born, raised in New York, right? Never been to the Statue of Liberty. So it's just like, and that's a huge tourist attraction. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, I think it's the same scenario, like you said. And besides, I'll be honest with you, I don't like the beach. I hate it. Dude, I hate going to the beach and then you get out of the water, you got sand all over, you got sand in places you don't wish you had. You get in your car, now you got to wash your car when you get home. So it's just like the beach that people think, oh yeah, I go to the beach, I come back home, everything's great, everything's fine and dandy. No, you got so much more cleaning to do. There's so much prep work and so much after cleaning you have to do for the beach. I think it's not even worth it. Give me a pool any day. Put that chlorine all over my face. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, I sorry when you started talking like a sand, it gets everywhere. I thought you were Anakin Skywalker, dude, in real time. I'm like, yo, why is this man hanging on sand so much?
I hate it, dude. I can't stand it. Like, I hate going into my car, having to put a towel on my seat so I don't get the seat wet because I'm still kind of wet, and then possibly getting sand on my carpet, and then I gotta vacuum it. Like I said, a big ordeal. The beach is fun. Last time, dude, I remember Chris and I went to the beach before. We threw the football around. You don't remember? We threw the football.
Oh,
you drop it. You gotta do 10 push-ups. Yeah, dude. It was me, Chris, Matt, Justin, Tampa Cornflake. You know what I'm saying? I think Josh was there too. Was Josh there? I don't remember.
Probably.
I think he was. Yeah.
Oh my, bro! I do not remember. I remember now these ball because we were teaching Justin how to throw a football.
Yeah, that's true.
I had to teach Andres and Ivan how to throw a football.
Ooh, I mean. Okay, I want to say I'm surprised. I'm surprised because of I feel like we were raised on this kind of stuff, right? I don't even say raised. It's just when you're around a group of people, like a group of kids, for example, you play football. You know what I'm saying? You play whatever the hell. Like my parents, they're not big sports fans. Like my dad, he didn't grow up playing football. You know what I'm saying? Like the baseball that I watched, the football that Frank watched, this is more of like products that were around us that we just sort of picked up. So yeah, like as far as the football, I'm not surprised. There's so many, especially younger than us even, that like football's not a thing to them. Like they don't pay attention to it. They don't know anything about it. They don't know the rules. They don't know the teams. They just don't care. They're about video games or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I feel like there's a whole like Dylan doesn't know football teams at all. If I ask him who are the New York Giants, do they play basketball, football, or baseball, he probably wouldn't know. It's wild, dude. And like the thing is, I used to think that was like blasphemy. But then I learned like there's so much more people, especially in his generation. Dylan's what? I'm 32. I'm about to be 33. Or maybe I'm 33, about to be 34. Jesus. And regardless, Dylan's 23 to 24. So yeah, like it seems like that generation, sports is not really, they don't care for it.
It's just wild because I remember because we were at the park and we were just having a birthday and I'm like, all right, let's throw the football around. Yeah. And then you could tell that they actively didn't want to. Interesting. And I was just like, what? Like we could just throw the football. It's not a big deal. Like it'll be fun. We could all do it. We can like, do the thing where you're like 5 people around and everyone just tosses it to everyone. Right. And I realized that I was just like, I'm like, I think it was Ivan or Andreas. I was like, do you not know how to? And like you could tell I'm like, it's okay. And I had to like, it's okay if you don't. I can show you because they thought I was gonna make fun of them about it. Obviously. And I was like. Yeah, and I was like, no. And I was like, bro, let me show you how to do it. It's funny because Ivan picked it up, and the second he got anything resembling okay, yeah, I'm good. I did enough. All right. Andreas, on the other hand, is just like, no. I think I could get better at this. No. I think I could get better at it. And then he just wouldn't stop throwing the damn football around. Like, I'm like, bro, I'm tired. My shoulder hurts. And I'm like, throw the ball with Patrick. And I'm like, Patrick's like, oh, okay. Because Patrick, the youngest out of all of us, but he played football because he was around a bunch of kids growing up. Okay. And you know what I'm saying? They used to play like, tackle football and, like stuff like that. And then I tell the fun story about how I was taught football. I don't know if I said that on the podcast. Have I ever said that?
I don't think so. I've never heard it.
So my brother Anthony is the sweetest man. Yeah. On earth.
Huge football fan too.
Huge sports fan. Yeah, my brother loves sports and he was great at all of them. Okay. The problem is that he was great at all of them. So it became me and my oldest brother, we have an age disparity between us. He's at least like 6 years older than I am, and so when it was time to teach Chris how to play football, my brother was already really good at it. So my brother is throwing the football with such force where it makes a whizzing sound. My brother's throwing spirals out there for some reason. Right. My brother, and the thing is, my brother was never allowed to play sports because my mom would be damned if anything happened. Because one time Anthony was playing football outside, broke his leg. My brother walked 4 blocks on that broken leg. Oh. Home. Wow. Yeah, I remember. And like, bro, I was like, whoa, damn, bro, like that's tough. Like, you know what I'm saying? But you're a kid and you're like, the lights are turning on. You gotta get home.
Yeah, exactly.
He got there. And the thing is, now cutting. So now my brother, he's fine or whatever. And he's whizzing. But the thing is, I knew how to catch with my body.
Okay. Nice.
My brother's like, you're gonna stop doing that.
Oh, he wants you to catch with the hands.
Yes. Okay. And he's like, if you want to catch it with your body, that's fine. It's just gonna hurt.
Right.
A lot. And bro, I tried quitting at least 20 times. But my, mom wasn't there. Right. Dad wasn't there. It was a man-making moment. And my brother was like, you're staying here until you learn, bro. And I'm trying to learn how to catch footballs, bro. I remember one hit me in the eye. I saw stars, bro. Like I had to take a minute, stop. My brother was like, "You okay? All right, come on." Right. And it was the only time in my whole life Anthony ever did that to me.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yes. But the thing is, he did that before I started middle school.
Okay, I got you.
The thing is, when I'm playing middle school, you know how the coach would be the one throwing the ball and all the kids are the one catching it?
Right.
Me and the black kids, bro, we're catching everything because the black kids in our neighborhood, they were like, since they live, I want to say like, what part of town? I forgot the name of the part of town, but they have like football leagues over there. So we had people who were playing like pee-wee football,
right?
So they can catch, and I was the only one who knew how to catch. That wasn't one of them,
right? Obviously.
So they used to just like, yo, look at it, like I want to play. Like they were just, talking this shit. I'm like, I can catch, okay? Because I realized that like my brother had me running routes and stuff like that, just because he wanted to throw the football. Sure. It's not like I wanted to know how to do this. Your boy wanted to play Pokemon. I wanted to be a Pokemon master, but my other two brothers were busy, and it was time to do some routes because he was bored. You know what I'm saying? So I'm there running routes, and I remember because I went up to my coach and I was like, "So what route am I running?" And he's like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, how am I running?"
Yeah.
He didn't tell me.
Right.
Because before, when I got to the line, I was like, no one told me what I'm supposed to do because that's all I knew at the time. The next, like, I'm like, he's like, do this, and I'm like, oh, okay. And then sure enough, and I was like, and I remember because he did it, but he threw exactly where he said he was gonna be, and I was like, well, if you see me in coverage, you should throw ahead of me, and I could run to the ball.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I didn't know you knew that. I was like, oh no, I know that. And then I remember, because then the thing is, I went on a catching spree. You could tell the coach was having fun, but he didn't try to murder me like my brother. So he wasn't beaming me. He was leaving enough for a little bit of lob, but then like I could catch him low, catch him high, and he see that I would die for this shit. Because one time he threw it way ahead of me, and I was like not that fast, but I made the jump and I caught it. And I remember because my boy was like, ah! And I was like, yeah, that hurt so much. But the thing is, you're a PE, so you have to be like, yeah, bro, there's no thing.
Yeah, you gotta shake it off. Right.
Yeah, and I'm like, yo, do these next couple plays without me though. Like, for real. Like, I'm just gonna stay around here.
Let me get some water real quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Bro, they did not have. Did they have water for you guys outside when you were growing up in PE?
Well, wait, what are we talking about? What's like elementary
or middle school?
Middle school, no. High school, yes. High school, they started bringing out water bottles for us. Like,
you got water bottles?
Yeah, like Gatorade, like water bottles, like the ones that they would use for but you couldn't put your mouth on it because it was gross. And just like open your mouth and let the water just like squirt in your mouth.
Oh, I bet that felt cool though. You're like,
yeah. Oh yeah, it was great. I was like, oh shit, everybody gather around, get some water. And it's just like you see people just grab like there's like 6 water bottles floating around, and you're just like everybody just squirting in their face.
Oh wow!
And then some people just like yeah. But it was like great because like then you got like the girls like, oh, I don't know how to do it, and like, can you do it for me? So then you're trying to like do it for the girl, you know what I mean? Like, so then the guys are making up like a sex thing about it. It was so weird. Yeah. It was weird, dude. So you know how it is, dude. Like middle school, high school, it's just.
Oh my god, just peak horniness.
Oh, anything, bro, 100%.
Anything involving any kind of orifice is like.
Yeah. Exactly.
Jesus,
dude. Yeah.
The thing is with the water, the reason why I said it, because we were having kids like pass out from heat exhaustion.
Really?
So but my school was in the middle of construction, and they had the only time I ever saw in my whole life like the class president and stuff like that everyone votes on.
Yeah.
He was so adamant. He's like, we need some water stuff. So he forced it to happen. We had no dances that year.
Wow.
But no one cared because we all wanted water because we were dying. And it was the most ghetto thing ever. Like you could tell like the pipe was just like a pipe, like a white pipe. What is it called? Like a
PVC pipe?
Yes, it was a PVC pipe with this makeshift bullshit thing, and it just was enough to shoot water into your freaking mouth. And it was like, thank God, because I'm like, yo, back then, like it was like 100 degrees out there.
Yeah, it was
like
wild, dude.
You're not running a little bit, you're running a lot.
Yeah, you're running literally for like 30 minutes straight at least. Like it's crazy,
bro. I remember because that was wild. I always remember the time I saw somebody who like a normal person break a limb.
Oh, really?
In real life, because it happened right in front of me, and then me being an asshole, I made fun of her. And then like the cop came up to me and was like, I hope you never go through that and I never broke a bone though. So fuck that cop.
Yeah, fuck you, cop. Joke's on you,
Yeah,
bastard.
yeah. But because I was like, it was a bigger girl. She jumped, landed, because she tried to like jump on someone's shoulders like jokingly and just be like, "Huh?" But she landed, and it was just enough to just pop right out of the socket. And you could see the bone. I was like, hold on, let me see, because I was to her when it happened, and you could see the bone just like boop, just enough out of the skin. And I was like, oh. And I remember because the coaches were like making sure everyone left, no one was out there. So it goes from like everyone being normal to me, because I was the only person out there in full sprint, and there was like a ditch, bro. I feel like I leapfrogged that fucking thing because I was just like, I'm like, yo, and her name was Jennifer. I remember I was like, yo, Jennifer broke her leg, and you could see the coach like, oh wait, are you joking? Because I was a bit of an asshole because I did make fun of her after she was okay. Once I found out she was okay, I was straight to making fun of her.
Yeah, obviously.
I was like, this blah 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 blah. Bro, yeah, bro, I had everybody rolling.
Wow.
And yeah, and then the cop guy got mad at me, and I was like, "Don't you feel bad?" And I looked at him, I was like, "No." And he looked at me like he was like, "You piece of shit." I remember being like, "No," and I'm like, because I knew, I'm like, you can't do that. I can't get in trouble for this.
Yeah, exactly.
Hilarious.
What do you do, cop? All right, get the fuck out of here. Get out of my face.
Yeah, get out of my face.
That's too funny.
But it was terrible because I remember that she hated me.
Oh, I bet.
And and I was just like, were you making fun of me when I broke my leg? And I was like, yup. And all my boys are like, ah. I was like, bro. Yeah, and it's funny because I never got no shit. There's been so many times I tried playing basketball that I twist the shit out of my ankles. It's why I have a strict I never play basketball rule. Because one time in my life, literally every time I put my hands on a basketball and I was on a court, twisted ankle. I don't know why.
Hey, you pass me the rug. God.
Bro, that's how it was.
Dude, I'll be honest with you. When I was like, again, I'm only 5'4", but a 7 foot tall aura. All right, and I played the shit out of some basketball in PE. All right, wasn't really that good at it. I could steal the ball. I was good at on defense because like I sneak up behind you. You don't even know I'm coming, dude. I'm so like it was just real fast. I remember this girl. Her name was Kayla, and she was just like, "Oh my god!" She goes, hey, "You're really good at basketball." I'm like, "I'm not that good. Trust me. Like I don't score any points." She goes, "No, but you're always stealing the ball." I'm like, "What do you expect? I'm Puerto Rican." So yeah, I would do that. I'm not good at basketball. I can't take it to the hole. I can't, play in the key. But your boy could do a 3-point shot, 100% 3-pointer all day, baby. We would do 3-point shootouts in school, like where we're like, okay, get whoever your next teammate is. So it's like it's you pair up with a buddy, and versus another 2 pairs, and it's just like one person gets the ball while you try to make it in. Once you make it in, then you swap out. Then you got to get the ball, and it's first to 10 points. And yeah, dude, your boy was making it rain. Just raining buckets out there, baby.
Bro, I was always terrible at basketball. But Anthony, he was so good at that shit.
Yeah.
Like, bro, Anthony was so salty at me because I'm the only one who got to play baseball or to play sports. Because by the time it got to me, my mom already had 3 boys. She's like, you know what? Just you can play baseball.
Yeah.
It's like, and I didn't get hurt. So good for me. You know what I'm saying? It was hella fun. I did it for 1 season. I was like, I got it. It's good.
Cool.
It was fun, which is awesome. It taught me, like, honestly, I think about it. I was like, it taught me a lot of good team stuff.
That's cool.
Like how to be a part of a team. And I was like, oh, wow, that's interesting. And I remember because people were like, hey, let me help you. And you're being like, not being egotistical. I guess I just always had a huge ego growing up. Like where I was just like, bitch, I got this. All right. And I guess that was like my big hurdle because my coach had to be like, yo, not everyone's trying to like, I guess being with brothers, you're just like always at each other. So you're just super defensive all the time. And my coach having to talk to me and be like, yo, we're not like you had the potential to be better than you are. I just need you to like stop your ego.
Right.
It was bad. I'd be like, bro, I know how to do this. And I remember all the guy was showing me was like, you know how you like it rolls on the ground and you have to like catch it from the ground.
Right.
Like, yeah. And the thing is, I would have my legs out like this. And they were trying to show me where it was more like this. So I kind of scoop it and throw it.
Right.
And I remember because the guy was trying to teach me, but he wasn't as cool as the other kids. You know what I'm saying? He was like, but the thing is, he wasn't a cool guy. But that guy got good as fuck at baseball.
Oh, I bet. Yeah,
I remember it's one of his dad was about it and he was about it, but we didn't know that yet. But luckily, our coach was an asshole. Bro, that ass, you could tell he got the two best players, and he knew how to pick these little kids. Like, it was supposed to be like, hey, we're all having fun. Hell no, he wasn't trying to have fun. Our team was undefeated, and we got better every week. And I remember because I was like, bro, I got so good at baseball that season. Compared to, I didn't know I was supposed to. I was like 8-9 years old. I didn't know I was supposed to run to the ball, because every time the ball's ever been thrown at me with my brothers, it comes right for my face. So I'm not used to meeting like baseballs. Like, we're passing the ball back and forth. Right. And it's like, I remember my mom was the one stopped because they were like testing all of us. And my mom stopped, came on the field, because my mom used to play baseball. My mom is the one who taught me how to play baseball, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's like, Chris, you're supposed to run to the ball and do this, all right? So I need you to run to the ball. And I was like, oh, okay. And I guess I didn't do it well enough. She stopped it. She didn't stop it. She yelled. She's like, you better run to that. And I was like, oh, I better run to this ball.
You better get your ass on that ball.
Because the thing is, my dad or my grandpa was the one who taught my mom, but my grandpa is old school Spanish, so all he wanted was a boy, and he had 3 girls, and he's like, fuck, whoa, one of these bitches playing baseball. So all 3 of them played baseball until my uncle was born, and then he stopped caring about the girls, and then it was like, my mom said she would feel so bad for my uncle, because she's like, legit, during the weekends, he would be, because they have a baseball diamond like in like the park behind them. And he's like, my uncle would be there like for hours running drills. My grandpa would have him running drills all day.
Wow, that's wild.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, just that's how it is on the island, boy. Island boy. Oh,
you in the island right now, bro? I'm in the cabin right now. I'm just warmed up, bro. I'm just warming up here in the cabin, man. It's feeling comfortable.
Yeah, I didn't mean to do sports. I did a little bit, but
I think it's a fun conversation. Shit, we still got some time. Did you have a question for me, or did you guess?
Okay, no. Like, and this is weird, but I heard someone say something, and I thought it was interesting. Like, do you think relationships fail because the person dates like someone they want to be in a relationship with, or they just want to be dating somebody? Do you think that matters?
Well, I never thought of it like that. Because if you ask me, if you want to be in a relationship with someone that you want to be with, a lot of times that might fail. Okay? And if you want to be in a relationship just to be in a relationship, I feel like 9 times out of 10 that's going to fail. All right? It's so funny. The one thing that I can think of, the one thing that I can say that I feel like works in any relationship. All right? And one thing, it's going to sound cliche as fuck, but I'm going to say it. Communication. If there's one thing I pride my relationship on, it's communication. You can't hold grudges. You have to talk it out. Once you talk it out, not only do you have to talk it out, but you have to talk about it with an open mind. You have to put yourself in the other person's shoes. Okay? You got to talk about it almost as if you're the other person. You know what I'm saying? And when they're talking, you have to visualize what they're talking about. You can't just be like I've been in relationships in my past where they're talking about it and they're telling me what they're feeling, but I'm in so defense mode where I'm not listening to what they're saying. I'm just thinking of a reason why it's not my fault. That's where I'm at. You're already in wrong territory. It's okay to admit if you did something wrong. It's okay to, you know what I'm saying? Because that would help. If it's okay to see it through somebody else's eyes. So as far as wanting to be in a relationship, just to want to be in a relationship, I never recommend that at all. And as far as being in a relationship with someone you want to be with, that might work, but how is that other person willing to put in their part as well? because obviously it takes two to tango, right? So it has to be 50-50. The communication that she, like, I'll be honest with you, Ani, she wasn't really into communication. She was okay with, like, I just gotta cool off, I gotta go somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I wasn't like that. I was like, no, we're talking about this shit right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's two different things here. Eventually, we come to an agreement where it's just like, we don't even do that. Honestly, I can't remember. I can't tell you when's the last time I argued with Ani. Like, when's the last time we had an argument? However, if we did, it would be one of those situations where we do talk about it right afterwards, because the faster you can talk about it, get it off your chest, understand one another, faster the loving can start again. You get what I'm saying? And I'm not, and I don't mean like, oh yeah, makeup sex. Yeah, makeup sex is fun and all, but I'm not even talking about that. I'm just talking about just getting back to where you were. It's not worth just staying mad, obviously, but yeah, I truly believe, like, anyone who ever comes to me about relationship, just again, communication. That's the key. That's always been the key. Like, and it's so, I feel like it's so lame because I feel like so many people say it, but I think 100% is exactly what relationships need. You know what I'm saying? I think that's even more important than looks. I used to be a very looks person, like physical appearance, like that. Oh, that's what, like, and I've sort of transitioned into not being that. Not saying, you know, obviously the people that I'm with are ugly, you know, nothing like that. But what I'm trying to say is just like communication is just so much more important that it goes beyond that. You become, you get more understanding and like such a bond that it's like you don't even, like, you almost feel as if you're one kind of thing. It's, oh, that sounds so weird, dude. But yeah, that's exactly what it feels like. Like, yeah, I know. Shut up. But
that's cute, man.
That's exactly like how it feels. You're just like, oh, like you're constantly on the same wavelength. Like me and Ani, we used to argue nonstop in the beginning. We only stood together because I'm a stubborn piece of shit is part of it. But
we will make this work.
Yeah, dude, 100%. But afterwards, like where we're at now, completely different. We're to the point that, yeah, we have such an understanding for each other that obviously we know what each other wants or doesn't want, or, you know what I'm saying, we're at a point where we're so open to talk about almost anything. We're just like, it's just like night and day. We know, like, I know if I bring this up, this is probably how she's gonna react to it, and I'm okay with that as long as I come in and explain that I'm only doing this because of XYZ. You get what I'm saying? Again, just building that communication. That's I don't know if that answers your question.
It does, but you kind of went into a different.
I did kind of go to tangent. But yeah.
All right, dude. Liquid's a lover, guys.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh man, I'm not. You know, because what made me bring it up is because, you know, I've been, you know, in some DMs, you know, you do the thing as a single guy does, and talking to a couple girls, and I'm like, I was talking to one specifically, which kind of blew up like 4 other girls' spots, and I was just like, I don't think she wants to date me for me. Okay. I think she just wants to date me because she wants to date somebody.
She wants to date a host of a podcast.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, but no, like, it's funny because, you know, I don't tell girls that I feel, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. Repeat that. I kind of broke up there.
Oh, like, I don't tell people that, like, that I'm courting that I do this, because they're just gonna go through the content and they're gonna know way too much about.
That's a good point. It's so funny. My supervisor, I had a conversation with my supervisor. I told her I was doing YouTube. She asked for the channel. I said, it's okay, don't worry about it. Like, because like I'm like, oh, I know if I haven't talked shit about her in the past, I will talk shit about her in the past. Then it's an HR problem.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, no, thank you. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Hot pass. Yeah, no. I'm just But it was just it's just fascinating to, like, for some reason it popped into my head, and then I'm like, have I been guilty of that? And I'm like, maybe I have been guilty of that. Then I looked at some of the failed relationships. I was like, oh man. I'm like, I like one in particular. I was like, oh man, I just felt like dating someone because I felt like I should. And I'm like, that's exactly what my mindset was. So I'm like, I should be dating someone. Then I looked around, and then I'm like, that one. And then I was like, oh, that was no wonder why that didn't work. I was like, I wasn't excited to date the person.
Right.
Like, that's the way it should be. Like, oh man, I want to hold their hand.
Yeah, you should have
what I'm saying?
butterflies when you meet and shit like that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Or when, like you said, when you're holding hands, you should have that shit.
You okay there? Like, you stopped in mid sentence, like, oh.
No, I'm just saying that you should. That's exactly what you want. If you feel like, hey, I should be in a relationship with someone, and if you're getting those butterfly feelings or whatever the case may be, I think that's a good thing. I think it's a great thing.
Yeah. But you know, just I thought it was fascinating and interesting way to look at it, and I was just like, wow. I'm like, the older, wiser thing. Who would have thought? Even Chris.
Who would have thunk it?
And sidebar, I don't know how much time we have left. Apparently.
Okay. I was gonna say we're at 30 minutes, but go ahead.
Okay, but this is a quickie because it involves you. Apparently, your brother Frank does watch some of the content.
Bastard.
And actually, yep. And he was watching where you said you were 5'4", and Christina was listening to the podcast too, obviously in proxy, and she was just like, "Liquid's 5'4"? No, he's not.
He's taller. Is that what she thought?
Yep.
Cause that aura, baby, that aura.
She's like, you know what? He's not wrong.
I know.
And I was like, right? Isn't it weird? I'm like, I forget about it all the time. I'm like, I told her about the photo shoot. I'm like, oh yeah, Liquid's like not my height. Like when I think of you, I think we're the same fucking height.
Dude, that's so funny, dude. I love that. I love that. Yeah.
But it was so crazy because like when I hung out with Christina and situation, I was like, I know. She's like, I didn't know you and Liquid were like that, like close. Like, I'm like, yeah. I'm like, don't get me wrong. I'm like, there was like 3 years where I'm like, I talked to him like 5 times. Yeah. And I was like, but I'm like, it's just the way it was. I was like, he was doing his thing, I was doing mine, and then I'm like, now I'm like, there's barely a day I don't talk to you.
Yeah. Now we talk multiple times a day.
Yeah, and she's like, wow, she's like, are you guys having, like, it's funny. She's like, are you guys, like, is it good? Is it, and it's just like, you can see like concern and care. Like, are you okay? Like, what's going? And I'm like, everything. I'm like, honestly, I'm having the time of my fucking.
It's a blast. It's a blast.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Some days are sometimes harder than others, but overall, a fucking blast. Absolutely.
Yep. I couldn't agree more. But I just want to let you know that the aura is felt.
The aura's working, baby. The aura, baby. The 7-foot aura. I told you, people don't sleep on the aura. That's all I gotta say. That's my closing statement. Don't sleep on the aura.
And that will also be mine. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching this extra episode of the Microtransaction Extra. Just thank you again for all your support. And if you're watching this in the future and you're like, man, I wish I would have got some of this early on for only $1, you can get it. Just follow the link down below and all your dreams come true. As long as those dreams are me and Liquid talking in short term. All right, guys, this has been extra episode of the Microtransaction.